What's up everyone, this is Brad from Brickstar, and today I am reviewing a LEGO 76231 Guardians of the Galaxy Advent Calendar. So this is part of my journey to getting every set based on the MCU, and whether it be polybag, blister packaging, set, etc. And this technically counts because it says it's based on Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, so I'm technically counting this Advent calendar as part of sort of based on the MCU. The other Advent calendars, although they say they're based on the Infinity Saga, I'm not getting them because they're not really based on any film specifically, but there is some minifigures in this one that are technically based on the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which is why I've got this one. So this is LEGO set 76231 Guardians of the Galaxy Advent Calendar. It is 6+, it contains 268 pieces, 6 minifigures, and it released on the 1st of September 2022 and retired on the 31st of December 2022. And it originally retailed for $29.99 in the UK, $44.99 in the US, and $34.99 in Europe. So I have managed to get this a year later, which is really, really lucky. This was one that I was worried about that I wouldn't be able to get for a while, as it's only out for 3 months, and it's retired now. It pretty much would become rare, but luckily I saw this in multiple shops. I didn't get it in the first one I saw. I was actually away in a different country. And thankfully I waited because I came back home to my local Lego selling store, my local store that sells Lego, and I got it for cheaper than the retail price. So I actually got this about £5 cheaper than the retail price, which we always like to see with Lego getting it cheaper. So the way I have done this is I have actually opened this on the day. So I wanted to still have the experience of opening these little slots on the advent calendar like an advent calendar. I don't want to open them all in one go. As I told you guys before, this channel is simply just for me to share my love of Lego, and of course I didn't want to sort of just open them all in one go just for the sake of making a video. So I have opened every single one, and now let's review day number 1 to 24. So this is what it looks like when they're all opened. Of course, when they're not opened, these flaps will be closed. But this is what you get. So you get a little placemat as well to put the minifigures and the accessories. And this is basically it. So this is how the advent calendars all come, I believe. I believe the Harry Potter ones and the Friends ones, etc. all come with a placemat. So let's start off with day number 1. And so for day number 1, we have Star-Lord. Star-Lord is, of course, what's starting off the entire advent calendar, and he looks great. I really, really like this minifigure. He comes with 2 blasters. I'm pretty sure this is actually an exclusive minifigure too. I don't think we've had this suit yet, which is really, really cool to get that. 2 blasters, and he does also come with this mini sort of festive jetpack sort of thing. Not jetpack, the sort of blade, flying blades thing. You know what I mean. They've used the usual hairpiece here and the usual facial print. I do believe there is a second facial print if I just turn him around. There is. So as with every Marvel character, there is an angry one, and then there is a more muted facial print there as well. And there is back printing as well on the back, which is really, really cool. This little this design that we have for him is pretty simple. So it just uses the roller skate piece on one of the 1x2 pieces here, and there's just 2 of those, and they just go onto Peter's feet just like so, and act as the blasters sending him up. So that is number 1. And if you guys also didn't know, just so you know, if on every single door there is actually a diagram of how to make every single one. So if you guys haven't had an advent calendar before, there is a depiction there on how to make the set that you're given. And for number 2, for day 2, we have this present, which is a pretty simple design. It's got a star on the top, which is nice and adds a bit more flavour to it. Adds a bit more authenticity, adds a bit more flair. And inside the present is actually just 2 little pieces there. I'm not really sure what they're meant to be. I believe they're meant to be headphones, which is kind of a cool way to show them. If I just get that out for you as well. If they want to come out, they don't want to come out easily, but here is a better look at the headphones, and you do actually get an additional set of those, which I have unfortunately packed away, which is really annoying. And then you do just get this 1x1 round piece here as well, which you can also put in the present there. Additionally, on day 1 you also get this record player, sort of stereo player, from Peter Quill, which is a small little build. To be honest, I'm not really sure on the point in it. I do believe some of these builds come together at the end though, so maybe there is something there that will come together at the end. But this is a nice printed piece. None of the pieces in this entire advent calendar are stickers, which is really, really great. So this is a nice printed piece to have, and it does appear again in the advent calendar later on. And for day 3, we have this jet thing. So it's a really, really cool build, actually. It's like a small jet. You can stick a minifigure on if you want, if you lift these two hinges up, but I don't think it is meant to, if I'm honest. But it is a really cool jet. It uses the translucent orange, of course, to sort of replicate the fire coming out of the back of the jets. And yeah, I'm not really sure what these two are meant to be. I believe it's meant to sort of replicate the top of the ship. I'm not really sure if it's meant to be a ship from the films. I don't recognize it personally, but I'm pretty sure it probably is at some point, probably seen in the films. I just don't recognize it. And then there is the two black pieces at the front as well, just adding a bit more detail. And it's really cool that it is completed all the way around. As you can see here, there's another piece on the bottom which completes it as well, which is really, really cool to see. So that is day 3. Day 4 gives us this really, really cool workstation. So it comes with a block of dynamite, and it comes with a spanner and a sort of hammer piece as well, which is what we've usually seen, and the fence piece here, which just connect on both of these pieces here as well. So that is a really cool little piece. You can sort of add that, I guess, to the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 set of the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters if you wanted to, but that's just a really cool piece to have when you're sort of building out the Guardians headquarters generally. And for day number 5, we have our next minifigure, which is, of course, Rocket. And I don't believe this is exclusive. I know 4 of these minifigures are exclusive. I believe this is one of the ones that isn't exclusive, but nonetheless, it's still a cool minifigure. Obviously, the short legs are used for Rocket, and the molded head, but the molded head always looks great. I really, really like that. Of course, you can't get 2 expressions for Rocket. It would be nice to have a different expression from Rocket, if I'm honest. And of course, there's the tail, which connects just below the torso piece, and there is the printing on the back as well. But overall, I really, really love Rocket anyway as a character, so this is a really, really cool minifigure to get in the advent calendar. One thing I will say about Rocket is that with the tail, I've just noticed this, he can't actually stand up. So with the tail, he just falls because the tail is actually longer than the legs, which is really frustrating, but he does actually just fall, which is kind of annoying. And for day 6, we have this little toolbox, which includes a variety of things. So we've got sort of these circular stud pieces here, just creating, I'm sure it's some sort of cosmic sort of cube. There is a printed eyeball in there as well, which is kind of cool. One of Yondu's arrows, which is a really cool feature, addition, sorry. And there is this sort of, I'm really not sure what this is meant to replicate. And then as well, there is this tiny translucent yellow grabby piece, which I'm not sure if that is meant to grab onto anything specifically, but they can all go in there. They do all fit in. I mean, that one's fallen. They just fit in, to be honest, they just fit in, but that is day number 6. For day number 7, we have Rocket's gun. Now, this is really, really awesome. This is a giant, giant gun for Rocket. I suppose you could actually connect it to the minifigure, as it does have sort of an extended arm holder here, which is really, really awesome. This is an awesome build as well. It just shows you that what LEGO can do with a limited number of pieces, which I think is really, really cool. It resembles his gun perfectly. Of course, it doesn't actually shoot. It's not an actual blaster. It doesn't work as a blaster, but just for display purposes or even to use for your minifigure, I just think it looks really, really great. So that is day number 7. For day number 8, we have this tiny, tiny piece of table. If it wants to focus, there we go. The tiny, tiny table. So that is just a large, blocky, roundy piece here. And then these 2 pieces here, which creates the table, which really isn't that interesting if I'm honest. But then it does also come with a turkey, which is a really cool mold. I'd never had this before. These 2 legs are actually connected on, so it comes in 3 pieces. So it's kind of cool to have this turkey mold. I'd never had one before, as I said. And you can just pop that on the table if you wanted to as well, but it doesn't fit very well. And then it also comes with this fire piece. So again, some of these things in the advent calendar are a bit useless, if I'm honest. But if you ever need them, maybe for your city or anything, that would work for that. So that's that fire piece. So that's day number 8. Day number 9 is one of my absolute favourite minifigures from this entire advent calendar. This is Nebula, and she has her own Christmas jumper. This is an exclusive minifigure. It is just so cool. So on her Christmas jumper is Thanos and the Infinity Stones, which I think is just awesome. This is really cool. It kind of resembles the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, as I do believe she wore a Christmas jumper at some point. I could be wrong. And then on the back, it does have Nebula and Gamora in a love heart, which again, I just think is really cool. It's a nice detail. Lego really went all out for this one, which is really nice. The legs are plain navy blue, but that doesn't really bother me as we've got such a nice jumper here. And that jumper can be reused for any minifigure as well. The facial expression is just sort of a muted one, which I'm not really bothered about for Nebula, to be honest. The minifigure looks great anyway. And she also comes with this little present as well. So they've also given you a little present on top as well, which fits in her hand, which is just a really nice touch, I thought, which you can just pop on her hand like this and then have her holding like this, which is really cool. So that is day number 9. Day number 10 is this mini version of, I can't remember the ship's name, it's not the Milano, it appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because I remember Elizabeth Debicki's character, who I can't remember her name for the life of me. Guardians is my favourite characters in the MCU, and I can't even remember her name, it's awful. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but she, I remember, was in a set with it. I believe it must be her ship. This is a really cool miniature version. I mean, it's easily displayable if you want to display, and it just looks accurate, which is really cool that they've been able to do that. They've used this translucent blue at the back to sort of show the blue flames coming out. Of course, it's like a cosmic ship, so it's not just any average ship, and I just think it looks really awesome. So there is the mini ship there. It does have a connector at the bottom here. I'm not sure if you can connect it to anything later on in the advent calendar. I've not really figured that out yet, but perhaps that might be on the cards. And for day 11, we have yet another mini ship, and this is actually smaller than the one I've just shown you. So this is actually really tiny. I'm not really sure in the point of this, especially just a day straight after of another mini ship, but I'm not complaining nonetheless. This is really tiny. I can't really describe what ship it is. It is so tiny. It does just look like the one from day 10, but with different colouring, if I'm honest, but it probably is different. And then additionally, you also get a second mini ship, which is just, I think it's meant to be Rocket's Warbird, but just really tiny. But I feel like the colours are off if it is Rocket's Warbird, but they've just used the sort of spiky 1x2 piece at the top here. They've used these clippy pieces for the wings, so I'm not really sure what it's meant to be, but nonetheless, that is day 11. And here is day 12's edition. Now, this is actually one of my favourites. So this is, again, another addition into the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters. So this could be maybe for the Christmas party. You've got a printed piece of an orange there. You've got sort of a cake. You've got an alcohol bottle. You've got 2 cups and another cake, which I just think are really awesome. They just look so cool. I think this could be used really perfectly in the Guardians headquarters if you are sort of making sort of your own Marvel world, etc., which I think I plan to do one day. And yeah, I just think it looks really unique and cool. This is actually one of my favourite accessories from the advent calendar. So this is day 12. Day 13 is Mantis. So we're on to our fourth minifigure, sorry. If I'm honest, this is not one of my favourite minifigures. It isn't exclusive either, but Mantis is a cool character to have anyway. As you can see, the legs are just plain black, which is fine, but then there is printing on the torso, which is pretty detailed. But as I said, this isn't an exclusive, so we have had this before. If I just take off the hair as well, you will be able to see, it's just taken off, however, you'll be able to see the back printing there as well. And there's the other facial expression, again, muted and angry, which is what we have. And of course, this is a molded head with Mantis's antlers on the top, which is really cool. She does as well come with a guitar, which looks just like this. So it kind of is from the Guardians of the Galaxy special. I do believe someone played a guitar at some point. I can't remember if it was Mantis. But Mantis was a big part of the special as well. So this is a guitar. It's kind of weird that it's in blue, I can't lie. I think they're trying to make it more cosmic, a bit more for Guardians, but it is a weird color, sorry, to have it in blue. It does look odd if you ask me. But nonetheless, that is day 13, I believe we're on. Day 14, it's one of my absolute favourites. This is a mini Milano, and it looks so accurate. It is really cool. So they've used sort of the orange, of course, here, which is basically the main colour of it. This is the second edition of the Milano. I think the first one was more blue. This is the second edition. It just looks really, really awesome. Of course, they've used the two wings at the back here. Those are just connected via these connectors down the bottom. And then they've used the two wings at the top here as well. It's really, really simple build, but it just looks so great. So this is one of my favorites from the mini ships in this advent calendar. Day 15 is our first proper Christmassy accessory, so it is a candy cane, which there isn't much to say about this. It looks cool, it looks great, it's easy to build, it's easy to make look cool, I guess. It is a candy cane, but I suppose you could, it is rather big for what it is, to be fair. If you were to put it in a city, it would look really, really big, but I suppose you could put it up in a city, or you could just have it on decoration for yourself. So that is day, and I've just dropped it, that is day 15. Day 16, and again, this is one of my favourites. So I said earlier that this piece would return, so here's the VHS piece for returning. It is printed, of course, and these are two printed dials next to it as well, creating sort of a larger stereo sort of type, which is really, really cool. This comes out really well. Again, it is fairly big, but I think it works well. If you was putting this in a city, it would look pretty much accurate. And it also comes with these pieces here as well. There are two of these which just act as speakers, which I think look great. It's just a brown 1x2 block, and sort of these, I forget the name of these pieces. I remembered them the other day and I forget them every time. These blocky pieces, you know what I mean. I forget them every time. But yeah, they just come together to sort of create, I can't hold both, but there is two of these, but they just come together to sort of create a speaker as well. So that is a really, really cool piece from day 16. And day 17 is another really cool one actually. So it is an armor stand, and it looks really, really cool. It almost looks like Thanos' armor stand, which could be sort of a display after they've killed Thanos. I'm not really sure, but it definitely looks like, I mean, this helmet definitely looks like something Thanos would wear. It doesn't look like anything the Guardians would wear, if I'm honest, so I'm sort of counting on that. Additionally, it looks like a snowman. I'm probably wrong, and it probably is a snowman with Thanos' helmet. I've completely changed what I think about it. I think it is a snowman with Thanos' helmet. It is not an armor stand. Of course, I'm stupid. These are, of course, the arms, the wooden arms, which is a really, really cool snowman. I really, really love this. It is completed all the way around. It looks great, and that is day 17. That is day 17. And day 18 is this mini version of the first edition of the Milano. I do believe this is the first edition of the Milano. This is the blue and yellow edition that we'll see in the Guardians of the Galaxy, #1. And it, again, it just looks so cool. It looks accurate, it looks cool. I really, really love the way you build it. So we sort of use these 1x2 spiky pieces to make these sort of wings at the back and front. And then there is just these two bits clipping on the side to create the extended wings as well, which just looks really, really great. I mean, if you look at it this angle, it just looks really, really great. This one, again, is just a really, really great piece. I can't stop saying really, really great. I just really, really love this. This is day 18's accessory. And for day number 19, we have Groot, who comes with his own cell phone, which is, of course, a printed piece, which is really, really great. I do believe this is an exclusive minifigure. I could be wrong on that though, but it's really, really cool, as we do get printing all the way from the head to the feet and across the torso. We don't get arm printing, but that doesn't really bother me. And we've got feet and leg printing as well, and there is his molded head. On the back there is back printing, but it is actually covered by this brown panel, which you'll find out what that is for later on, but there is that brown panel there for you. And he does also come with this cloud piece and this 1x4 piece as well, which is actually used to stick him on. I say it's a cloud piece, it's actually meant to resemble snow, so you can put Groot in the snow there with his phone. I'm not really sure why he has a phone, if I'm honest. It doesn't really add, I'm not really sure if it adds anything, but there you go. So that is day number 19. And for day number 20, we have a Christmas tree that looks really, really cool. So they have used translucent pink for the sort of baubles, which look great. They've used, of course, the star at the top, which looks really, really cool. And this green, instead of brown, it usually comes in brown, this green stick piece as well. And if you do turn it around, you will see that there is a stud on the back, which is actually what you can use to put on Groot. So this is actually designed to go on the back of Groot, like so, just connects like that, and then he can travel with To be honest, it's not very sturdy, I can't lie, but then he can travel with the Christmas tree on his back, like so, which looks really, really cool for Groot, I can't lie, it's a really, really cool addition. So that's really cool that that connects to the previous day's minifigure. And for day 21, we have the beginnings of what will become a larger piece. We have sort of looks like a sleigh. I can't describe it till it's all put together, but this is just sort of what's looking like a sleigh. There is a steering wheel here. It's sort of red and white, and there's just a little blue piece on the bottom. That's actually cyan blue as well. It will all come together at some point, and you'll see what it is, but this is for day 21. And for day 22, we have these two identical pieces. So these are they look like sort of the legs of the sleigh. There is a translucent pink translucent pink piece at the back here, which is sort of acting as the rockets. And yeah, these will in one point attach to the previous piece, but there is actually a third addition to that piece. And for day 23 is the final addition to that piece. So again, we've used the translucent pink there as a rocket, and there is a little green rucksack here as well. And you'll notice there is this connecting piece here. So what you are actually meant to do is you grab the piece from day 21 and you connect them like so. And then I do believe that you put these pieces on like so. So you put those next to the wheel. And so it should look like so. So it looks just like a cool little sleigh, which you can actually fit a minifigure into here as well, which is really, really awesome. I think it looks really, really awesome when it comes out. It's actually it's great that they use multiple days to create a bigger set, which I think is really a great use of the advent calendar in itself. Yeah, so this is a really, really cool little addition as well. And for day 24, Christmas Eve, there was Drax. This was the very last day. They saved one of the best till last again, and it's an exclusive minifigure. One of my favourite minifigures again. I love the Christmas jumper. The Christmas jumper looks great. So it is Baby Groot dancing on the Christmas jumper, which just looks awesome. It is plain legs again, but that's fine. And if you turn it around again, the Christmas jumper is completed on the back, which just looks so cool. Drax is got a sort of an angry facial expression. I'm clearly not a big fan of Christmas, but then he doesn't have a second facial expression, obviously, because of his head and who he is. He can't have a second one, but it is really, really cool that he has this jumper anyway. And I do believe he wears a Christmas jumper in the show, so this is kind of accurate to the show. I say the show, the special. And he does also come with his own fork and spoon, which is really, really cool as well. He is ready and prepared to eat at the party. And additionally, for some weird reason, they give you a set of 4 of the Infinity Stones, the purple one. I can't remember which one the purple one is. But they give you 4 of the Infinity Stones as well. I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure if they are a part of the Advent calendar. I think at this point they just give you Infinity Stones with any Infinity Saga set. But nonetheless, I'm not complaining. You can never have too many. So that is day 24. And there you have it. That is all 24 days of the Advent calendar. So you can sort of do whatever you want with that Advent calendar. I've set it up to sort of have a Christmas party over here. We've got the chicken, we've got Drax behind ready to eat. You've got sort of the party station with all the food and drinks. You've got Groot with the snowman at the back behind him, and Star-Lord and the present. You've got Mantis playing the guitar with the speakers behind her. There is Nebula there in the sleigh ready to deliver presents. You can do anything you want with this Advent calendar, and overall I think this is a really, really great set, especially as it does have some really, really cool Christmas jumpers. They are honestly really great Christmas jumpers, and it does reflect the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which is really, really fun too. And I do think this design is just so awesome. Like, having Groot have a tree on his back is so inventive and creative. I really, really like it. So overall, my thoughts on this is just it's a really, really great set, and I'm really, really glad I actually have it all together. Of course, it's not a complete set in the sense of you can display it like properly. There's loads of little tidbits, but they can all benefit to something, I'm pretty sure, in your Lego collection. So overall, it is a really great set. So let me know what you guys think. Do you have this set? Do you like this set? Did you get this year's Advent calendar? And please like, subscribe, comment, etc. It all helps the channel. And again, I'm just making this channel because I want to share my love of Lego with fellow Lego lovers. That is it for this review. Have a great Christmas and a great New Year. Hopefully 2024 is a brilliant year for you all, and I'll see you all on the next review.